Hello, everyone. This is Cindy from Cindy's Creative Cards, and I'm so thrilled to be here with you tonight. And I pray that you are doing well and that you are enjoying your day. I need to take a breath. Okay, I was running up the stairs trying to get here on time because I was running late. And I have been working all day on this and was planning to be perfectly ready in time. But my daughter called and she's in Brussels and I had to stop and talk with her. And then my sister called and she's in Alaska and I had to stop and talk to her. So I got behind. But anyway, here we are. And I'm ready to show you what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be working with this stamp set, Snowman Magic. And we're not going to be using the dies, but there are dies that go with this set. You can find this in the mini catalog right here on page 44. And they've got some beautiful examples of what you can do with this stamp set. Now, I think it would be really great to use the dies on this project, but I didn't tonight. Now, we're going to be getting the sentiment, Christmas greetings, from this stamp set, decorated with happiness. And it's on page 27 of the mini catalog. Thank you. My sweet husband brought me something to drink. Okay, so now that you know what we're working with, we can get started. I'm going to show you what we're making. I told you it was going to be a FunFold card, and indeed it is. So here we go. I want to make sure that you can see this. Let me turn this lamp on. Seems to be a glare. There, that's a little better, but it's dark. Hang on a second. Maybe that will help a little bit. Okay, so this is what we're going to be working with. This is the card, the front of the card, Christmas greetings. And then, my goodness, when you open it up, here's a pop, and it twists. So, if I hold it flat like this, we've got snowmen on each of the panels. And then it's the most magical time of the year on this last panel. Now, I'm using the shimmery white cardstock. I don't know if you can see that or not. Especially with this crazy lighting tonight. Let's see. There. There we go. That lights it up just a little bit better. And let's see about this. Okay. Maybe. But here you go. You got this panel. And the snowmen are different. This snowman, and I'm going to bring it down so you can see. This snowman is a boy with his bow tie. He has on his black top hat, and it has Christmas greenery. This snowman is a lady, and she has on her fancy hat, and she has on beads. And this one, I think, probably is a little boy with his toboggan and his scarf. And then there's snow coming down. Okay, so And then we close it back up like this. Open and close. Okay. So I'll take you back up. I changed my room around, and that may be why the lighting is an issue tonight. Never had it to be before. Oh, that's much better. Much better. Okay, so we'll do it like that. So, what I used to create this card was the Night of Navy cardstock, an 8.5 by 11 inch. And then I used the Neutrals Designer Series paper. Now, I used on the front, and I don't think I've got any more left of what I have one sheet. This is what I used on the inside here because I thought it sort of mimicked snow falling. The one on the outside, let's see if this is it. Maybe you can see from this. It was a stripe on the outside here, right here, because I ran out of Designer Series paper. And I put this shimmery cardstock here because to mimic snow. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make this. Slide this to the side. Oh my goodness, I just dumped it everywhere. Okay, so we're not going to use this particular cardstock. That's what I used with this card I showed you. We're going to be using Pacific Point, which is a lighter shade of blue, but a very gorgeous shade of blue. And it is Pacific Point 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock. And you can find both of those in the catalog, the annual catalog. And then shimmery white cardstock, which you also can find in, I think, the specialty area. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to cut our cardstock. So you're going to need two sheets of cardstock for this card. Okay, so it needs to be 8.5 by 10 3/4. So we need to cut 1/4 of an inch off. I'm going to bring this in. I've got paper stuck. And we're going to cut off 1/4 of an inch. That looked more like 1/8 of an inch, but it is. It's 1/4 of an inch. Okay. Let's see. That's 1/4. Yes. Okay. So now we got 10 3/4 by 8.5. And this is very important, the different sides that you understand what we're working with here. Okay, so on this side, the 8.5, you're going to score it. And I'm going to use my scoring blade here at 2 1/4. At 4 1/4. And at 6 1/4. 6 1/4 here. Oh, I cut it. I knew I would do that. Okay, we've got to start that over. So I need 10 3/4. I need to score it at 2 1/4. At 4 1/4. And at 6 and a fourth. Okay. And I did it the wrong way. My gracious, I am just having a time here. Let me see. All right, on the short side, the 8.5 side, we're going to score, oh, I got to have 10 3/4. Alrighty, now I'm going to put this cutting blade up here, and we're going to get 2 1/4. We're going to get it at 4 1/4, and at 6 1/4. Okay, now you'll see that it is equal distance apart. Well, pretty much. Okay, on this side, we're going to do 3 7/8. Score at 3 7/8. We're going to score at 5 3/8. 1, 2, 3. 5 and get back. 2, 3/8. And we're going to score it at 6 7/8. 6 7/8. Now, what you've got are these two places right here in the center of your paper with 4 longer sections here and here. Okay, I'll move this aside. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to cut away each of these corner panels. I'm going to get out my paper snips. And I am going to cut right down these 4 lines. Like this. And we're going to need to do this on all 4 corners. Okay, now this would be a good time for me to hop in here and say that I would really love for you to subscribe and follow my channel if you're on YouTube. YouTube wants to see that what I'm doing is worthwhile and that I have folks that are enjoying it. So it will help to grow my business. So I would really appreciate your help there. And if you need a catalog, a mini, or Christmas, a Christmas is the mini, the holiday catalog, or an annual catalog, I can send you one for free. And I would love to help you in any way. And I would love to earn your business to become your demonstrator. Okay, so we've got our 4 corners cut away. Now, on the shorter panels here, if you can see, this is the long side, this is the short side. We have 2 panels here. We are going to cut away about 1/4 of an inch down here. And this is to miter, what we angle it, the corners here, so it will move the way we want it to. Need to do that just a little bit more. And there, you don't have to measure and be precise and exact, just so long as you angle it where it is able to move freely. Okay, so there. Now, we've got that done. The next part of this is really important, and it's the hardest part, if there is a hard part to this card. What you're going to do is you're going to take this short side, and you see there is a line that has Miss Score running right down the center. You're going to take this and fold it until this line meets the center line in this part. And when it does, you're going to fold it down, just like that. Now, you'll need to get something to crease it, burnish it. There's a little piece I need to snip off. Okay. And I'm going to do that on both sides, and it's important to crease this well. If you don't, it's not going to work right. Okay, so then we're going to do the same thing with this side. We're going to take it and fold it over until it meets the center line here. And then we're going to fold it here. Crease it and varnish it. Okay, so what we've got now, we've got a cross in the center, right? So that was the hardest part. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get the strip that you're going to glue down to this panel. It is going to be 3 by 11. So I'm wondering if I can use one of these sheets. No. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to turn it the long way, and I'm going to get 3 inches by, well, my blank's not even 11. Okay, so that's what this piece looks like. Now, you're going to score it at 2 3/4. I will have all of these measurements on my blog, so you don't have to worry about measurements. However, it's going to be quite difficult to explain what I did just a few minutes ago with those folds. So I think you're going to have to use the video as your source for directions. I'll try to write it down as well as I can, but your video is going to be your best friend, I think, with this card. Okay, so now we've got a piece here that has 4 panels. Okay. Hang on just a second, I got to plug in my computer. It seems like it's getting tired. Seems like if something can go wrong, it's going to tonight. All right, let me change this. Plug this in. Alrighty, now, no more low battery power. Okay, so we've got this with our 4 panels. Alright, so we're going to fold this to make it look like an M. With, you fold this over this way, and you can fold this one over this way. We're going to crease it. And then this one is going to go down. Do you see what I mean when I say an M or a W? So now we just need to crease it here in the middle. Okay, so now we have our M. All right, now we're going to do our decorating before we put this down, because it will be very difficult to do that once it's glued in place. So this is the paper. I'm going to use the same paper, but it's in the Pacific Point. And I'm going to cut this. I need, let me see, 2 1/4 by 2 1/2. And I need 4 of these. Okay. 2 1/4 by 2 1/2. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut it 2 1/2. And then I'm going to get my 2 1/4 and 2 1/4. And this piece over here is not quite big enough, so I'm going to slide it over. I'm going to do it at 2 1/2. So we now want 2 1/4. And we want one more, 2 1/4. Okay. So we can go ahead and glue these pieces down because they're going to be the matting. So I'm using my, you can tell it's well used, Art Glitter Glue, which does not have any glitter in it. It's just the name of the company and the top of the glue. It has a silver tip that screws onto the black plastic tip. And that tip gives you the ability to use it in really tight spaces. And this glue is fast drying and it dries clear. Wow. Okay. Okay. Now we'll do this one. Glue that down. Now you could have done this bigger around so your white panels would be bigger. It's just a matter of preference. I just love this paper. It's just a shame there's only 4 sheets in the packer, that you can't buy it separately. You have to buy the whole pack of colors, which is great. I mean, having the different ones to choose from, because you never know what you're going to need. But I just love this particular pattern. Okay, here we go. Now we've got this glued down. Now we're going to need, and this is going to have to be cut down. So I need to put the pin back in my glue so the tip won't get dried out and clogged. Alrighty, so I need to cut, and I'll do 2 at a time. I think it will handle that. I'm going to cut off about 1/8 of an inch on each side. And then we'll see if this is going to work. Oh my, stuck there. There we go. And then 1/8 of an inch right here. Okay, now let's see if it fits. Yes, that will work. Okay, so I've got two. I just need to do the other two. And I'm using the white shimmery paper because I wanted it to sort of glisten like snow. It's hard to see that on camera, but it does have a little sparkle to it. There we are, it's stuck again. Okay. And then right here. Now, let's see if we're just a tad. I need a sliver more off. Okay. There we go. So we've got our 4 candles for decorating. So I'm going to slide my cutter over. Get rid of all these little pieces of paper. Now, when I stamp these, I like to spread it out because it sort of helps me when I'm doing the snow. And you'll see what I mean by that in just a minute. Open up this, and now here's your snowman. I had to really take some time to look at this and figure out exactly what I had here. It might be easier on this side. You have your snowman. These are your snow lines, your trees, the saying that we'll use. Here is the greenery that went on the snowman's hat. Here's the lady's hat, the scarf. We could put sunglasses on him if we chose. His toboggan, top hat. This would be, I think, a smile made out. Well, that's going to be too big for a smile. It might mean more buttons. No, that's the beads. That's the lady's beads. And here's the lady's face with her eyes shut. She's being demure. And this, I'm not sure. Haven't figured that one out. This isn't the man's and the boys. There's a carrot nose to fill in the rabbit, the arms, a birdie, a heart, and then all these snow sayings. So I had to take a minute before I got started to look at these and to really know what I was working with. So we're going to start out. Actually, we're going to start out with the snow line. Okay. Now, I'm going to need my black ink, Memento ink for this. This is Tuxedo Black. I'm going to ink this up. Now, I need a sheet of paper, and I have plenty of scraps here for okay, so I don't want it to run off on the edge there. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to stamp the line there. Now my snowman is going to go right here, so I want to give room for that snowman. Okay, now over here we can go ahead and do the same thing. Put that one aside. We're going to make this come down a bit. And for that one. Now there is another one that you could use. We'll make this go up the heel some. And down like that. Okay, so we've got our snow lines. Now this is going to be for the sentiment. And we can go ahead and do that since we have the black ink out. Now, what I found when doing this, that it was really important to, so it wouldn't take you forever and a day, to stamp like things on each of these. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this back. Okay, it's the most magical time of year. Okay, the side of the T went off, but that's okay. It's no big deal. It sort of looks like a snowman. Alrighty, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put this snowman in. Okay, I'm going to put it right here in between those lines. Now I've been playing with this all day, so I just sort of knew the spacing. You can measure to be sure. All right, so then we're going to go ahead and do the face. I do not like not having my light over here. Maybe I can see better that way. Okay, we're going to get, where's my snowman face? Here we go. I don't want that big one. Here's a small block. All right, so we're going to do the snowman face here. And we'll do it over here. Now the reason that I didn't do it on this one is because I want to use the lady face, or what I think is the lady's face. Her eyes are closed. Okay, so we got their faces. Now let's go ahead and get the snowman, the daddy, I guess, snowman top hat. I'm going to put it on like that. Okay. So then we're going to need the buttons down their front. I'm trying to do everything black right now. There's the buttons. Now I'm not going to give the lady buttons because she's going to have beads. All right. So now we can move on to our next color. This one we know is finished, so I'm just going to lay that right there. All right, so now let's do the stick arms. And now you could use other colors, but I chose a Stampin' Spot that I had from before this current catalog. It's chocolate chip. It's a little bit lighter than the espresso, and I like that being a little bit lighter. The espresso is fine, but this is what I preferred. Okay, so I'm going to put these arms where they try not to run into the snow line. Okay, and I'm going to put one right here. And then there's another arm that, I'm looking for the cleaning cloth, that is angled just a bit different. This one. And I am going to put it, well, let's see. I could put her like that. Okay, and we can put his right here. And I'm going to use the other one for the other side. So it's not quite angled right to do it the other way. And we're going to put that arm coming down like this. Alrighty, so they got their faces, they've got their buttons and their arms. Let's give this snow lady her hat. We'll do this in red. Now, when I was working with this today, I got this red all over me. Let's hope that's not going to be the case tonight. Alright, so first of all, let's do the snowman. All kinds of fuzzy wuzzy there. We'll give him his bow tie. Okay. Now we can give the snow lady. Let's see, make sure I don't have that on my hand. We can give the snow lady her hat. And I'm trying to see. Okay. And then the little guy here, we can give him, keeping it in the holiday spirit, we'll give him a red toboggan. So, there we go. And I could have angled that a bit differently, but too late now. So I'm going to give him his scarf. Where did that scarf go? Put it where I can see a little bit better. Oh, right there in front of my nose. Here we go. His scarf. Oh, that's the lady. We'll put it right here. Okay, so he's got his scarf on. Alright, that lady needs some beads. And I think instead of red, let's give her some. We're finished with red now. Get rid of that. And let's give her some green beads. Alrighty. Alright, there's her beads. Alright, now, the other green thing that we can do is the greenery on the snowman's hat. So we can put that right there. And then we'll need a red, I'm going to use my red Stampin' Right marker, and we're going to color those berries in after I close this. Okay, and make sure my hands are clean, because I do not want to get ink all over my snow people. Alrighty, so here we go. We'll color in those berries. Alright, so the next thing I believe will be the carrot nose that we need to put color in there. So it's a tiny little, see how tiny that is? I don't know if you can even see it. We're going to use pumpkin pie. We used real red here and shaded spruce for the greenery and the beads. Okay, now I've got to get this right where I can see it. Okay, there's one nose. Got to turn it around for her. There There's her nose. And there's a little boy's nose. Okay. I believe we have our snow paper. Well, you look at that orange. And I was so excited about not getting any ink on it. Now, let me wipe my hands again, and we're going to get the orange off. Now, here's the way I do it. I have a Faber-Castell Perfection 7058B eraser. And I use this all the time. Now, we could have left that orange on there, but I really don't like it. What you have to do when you're using this, though, is you have to go in different directions in order to wear those fibers down and get the ink out of them. And it's best not to press too hard, or you can do what I've done here and do it on this cushioned mat. There, I think that's okay. And it got down here. And sometimes you just have to work at it. But it helps to make things look a little bit better. Now, the thing that we need to do now, if we go back and look at this card the way I did it, is it has snowflakes. Snow's coming down. So, I'm going to use a stamp, this stamp right here. Now, this is an old Stampin' Up! Stamp. Now, what I could do is put a big one. I don't think so. All right. I don't like using these rubber stamps, these wood blocks, when I can't see where it's, how it's doing. Sometimes the whole image does not get stamped. Okay, so that's good. I'll come over here, such as that one. And that one. Get a little bit right there. And I see some streaks that I'm going to have to get off. Now, how in the world does streaks get there? And there's one that didn't get. All right, so I have my black pen here, and I'm just going to draw that in right there. And over here. Okay, now I have these black streaks that I can work at trying to get off, because it's going to take a little bit more effort. But at least this is minimizing it. Okay, I'll come back to this. Alright, so we got these three ready to roll. Now, let's go ahead. I'm going to glue them down, and I thought I might better do this before I glue it down. All right, that's a little bit better. And here's this one. I go to one direction and then I go back, up and down, and around, and it gets down in those fibers. Now this silk, my little girls coming up here to help. Okay, I will have to work on this at a later time. Alrighty, that looks a little bit better, and I'll just get the rest of it later. Alrighty, so it sort of looks like the wind. So, okay, I'm gonna get my ink. My glue, and I'm going to glue down the man first. Right here. And then I'm going to go down the lady. No, Silky, I'm sorry, sweetie. And the little guy, no girl. She's going to help if she can. Silky, I'm sorry, sweetheart. Can't get up here. Alright, and then we'll put this on this last panel. Make sure that it's about the same distance. Alright, so here we go. Now, we've got our panel ready, and we're going to now glue that down. So we're going to take this, and you're going to make sure that you have folded it. Get this like this, and we're going to varnish it. Let me slide this to the side. So we're going to follow that score line. Then we're going to follow this score line. It's really important to get these creased well. Okay. Now we're going to go here. And we're going to go here. Alright, so we've got all of this folded. We've got it folded in the center, and we've got it folded here on the sides. Now what we're going to do, in order to make this magic happen, you're going to glue this down, either the top or the bottom, it doesn't matter. I'm going to choose the top. You're going to line this score line up with this score line right here, and you're going to glue it down to either the top or the bottom. Okay, I'm choosing the top, so I'm going to put glue right here because this space actually is smaller than the top half that will be here. Make sure I don't get over that score line. So I'm going to line this up like that. Lay it down and press. Okay. Now, over here, since you use the top, you're going to do the bottom. If you use the bottom, you would do the top. So that's what makes the twist. Okay. So, let's go out, and I'm going to line up the score lines. like that. And
press down.
Okay.
Now,
Make sure this should work. It's hard when it doesn't have. Wait a minute. Which did I do? That was the top. Okay. Yeah. It's hard to make it when it doesn't have the this isn't. Okay, so we're going to put something here to give it some stability. I'm going to choose my white shimmery cardstock again. Come on, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you working? But I don't know why it's not twisting. And we glued here. And we glued here. So we should. Yep. Should go like that. Okay, yeah. Now, so we've got it down like this. We're going to crease everything. Make sure that's. You have to work with it to get it to bend in the right way, obviously. And then we'll crease this here and here. Okay, so now it's upside down, but here we go. It's all in the gluing. Either the top on this side, the bottom on this side, or the top on this side, and the bottom on this side. So then what we have to do is we have to make these panels. Now what you can do is you can just put decorative DSP or whatever you choose just on the square, but it's just as easy and it looks, I like the looks of it a little better. You can trace, let's see, where are my scissors? There's a fuzzy part right here I need to get. I don't want to cut too much because I don't want it to have a hole in it. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to lay this down and we're going to trace it. We can trace around this. Okay, now this is going to be the back. This will be the front. And the reason I do that, say that, is because they do sometimes come out a bit different in the size. Now, when we cut this, we need to cut it 1/4 of an inch or an 1/8 of an inch smaller on all sides. I've got my paper trimmer loaded up with stuff here, so I just need to move this to the side. And bring this in. Now, I'm going to cut that about 1/8 of an inch less. Alright. That's 1/8 of an inch. Let's get this side. It's hard to do it that way. Then we need to get this. We're going to have to go back, however, and get the bottom. First of all, let's see, how is it fitting? And we need to cut a little bit off of the bottom. Alright, so that fits. Now, we're going to put this panel, I don't know what I was thinking, we're going to put this panel on the front so we can stamp our image and the greeting on it. On the back, you can have more of the snow. So, we need to trace this. And I'm going to just slide it over and up. So all I have to do is trim it on that left and bottom sides. I will have to trim it on that side too. Right, so maybe, hard to see. I'm going to slide, I'm just going to cut it as less. Okay. Okay, that's less. That was a little less. And less as in measured less. Okay, I still need to cut a little off of the bottom. Alright, so we can put this, see, this is the back. So we'll glue this down so we will have the same paper that we used for our mats on the inside. Okay. So, we can slide this over, down. Alright, so now we have that on the back. This will go on the front because we have to stamp our snowman. Okay, we're going to do this quickly because I know we're running over. Alright, so I'm going to use this because I'm going to put my snowman about right there. And I'm going to use this other one. If you see, it has a little more dip and curve to it. And I'm going to put that about right there. Okay. All right. We're ready to stamp this snowman. There he is. We'll give him a face. Okay. we can give him a top hat. Like that. We can give him some buttons down his tummy. Like that. Okay, now we need some arms. Before we move on, I'm going to go ahead and do my sentiment with the black, and it is Christmas greetings. And I'm going to put it right over here, like that. Now let's give the snowman some arms and an orange nose. Here's his, well, that comes, we'll do that orange, that nose. We'll put that up. Okay, there's his nose. And that was with the pumpkin pie. And I'm going to use that. Where did I put it? Here it is. It's a chocolate chip for his arms. If I can find them. There they are. Right. We're going to make him say hi. There we go. Alrighty. So now the only other thing, we could give him a scarf, or we could give him a bow tie. And then put some snowflakes. Let's give him a bow tie. He needs to be dressed and festive. His holiday attire. There we go. Now, I'm going to use these old snowflakes that I was telling you about. And I'm going to put a larger one. What do I do with these old? Here we go. Here's one of them. So I'm going to put a big one there, big one here, big one here. Okay. Then I'm going to take this little one again. And I said I did not like to use, and I do not like to use this one because I can't tell if it's doing what it's supposed to do. All right, I think that's good. Now, we just need to glue this down, and our card will be finished. And it does fit. It's totally amazing how some people really love the tape runners. Some people really love the glue. And I always loved the tape runner. And then, for some reason, I started using the glue, and I haven't looked back. Let's slide it over just a tad. Down just a tad. Okay. And there we go. Now, I don't know if you can see the shimmer there, but watch the magic. You can see, and then it closes back up. And there you have it, our pop and twist card. And you can use that for anything, really. But I thought this was really work well with the snowman. I hope you've enjoyed that and what we've done tonight, and that you will make your own pop and twist card and wow somebody. I will be putting the directions or the measurements and directions as best as I can give them on my blog by Sunday. Sometimes it's Monday, but I'm going to try for Sunday. And you should be able to make it at least by going back and looking at this video. It will help you. You can just move over to the part where we made the twist mechanism. Thank you for watching. And again, if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer. Hello, Linda. I'm so glad to see that you joined us. And Susan says, is that a fabric eraser you used with the brush on the end? No, it is not. It is a pencil eraser. It is the Perfection 7058B made by Faber-Castell. This actually I purchased when I was using it with my drawing supplies, but I have found that it works especially well when you get smudges and ink on your paper. You just have to use it without too much pressure, going in all different directions until you get down to the ink. But it works great. I use it all the time in my craft room when I'm making cards. If you have any other questions, I'll be glad to answer. Okay, very good. Everybody must know how to do it, so that's great. I'm hoping that you will make it and that you will post it. Please post it in my Facebook group. I would love so much to see what you're doing and to see your cards, because I learned from you as well, and it means a lot. One thing I did want to tell you about is that I am planning to do a crafting lunch with Cindy either Saturday or Sunday, on Saturdays or Sundays. It would be very helpful if you could tell me what time would be best for you. 12, 12:30, 1, 1:30. I will bring to you some holiday ideas and things that you can make for your family and friends, and hopefully some unique things. So I'm going to say thank you for watching again. I appreciate your support. If you do need a demonstrator, I would love to earn your business. If you need a catalog, whether it be a mini or an annual or both, I can send you one. And please don't forget to like and subscribe and follow. And hit that little bell so you'll be notified of when a new video goes live. So thank you so much. I want you to dream and create and share. Thank you. Good night.